Okay, my name is Isha, and I am a lawyer, so I just wanted to give you my legal opinion on drones that everyone misunderstands the subtlety. I'm sorry, even you. So I hope you don't mind.
No, sure.
You
just better make it good. Make it good. Go ahead.
Okay. So the main issue with drones is according to the Rome Convention, basically you declare war on a country when you use your military force into their borders.
Yep.
And the problem with drones is that it invades territories like sovereignty without the consent of the government. So you're basically declaring war each time you go and drone somebody. So that's the first issue with drones.
Okay, wait, let's take that issue, because actually we don't want to breeze past that, because there are actually conventions in international law that allow for us to infringe on a nation's sovereignty if they demonstrate that they are incapable or unwilling to address a threat. So this is the means through which America has gotten away with a lot of things based on international law. It's a book called Extrajudicial Killings. It's by what is his name? I can't think of his name, but it's published by Oxford. And in that book, they outline the case that it is, in fact, legal in international law to infringe on someone's sovereignty if they demonstrate that they are unwilling or incapable of removing a threat to your nation. Go ahead.
Are you talking about Jus ad Bellum?
Yes, that's the book.
That is not itself. Okay, that is not itself codified in international law, but it is a theory that the U.S. government uses to justify it, saying that would have been codified if. So it's not per se codified in international law, but we use that theory as like a self-defense. Because the idea is that you don't need UN approval if you need self-defense. Mm-hmm. So that is our excuse. But another issue with the drones is the excessive use of. Excessive death of civilians. It is better than carpet bombing, of course, but the ideal thing would be actually to have a soldier or like a robot go and shoot down that one targeted terrorist, as opposed to killing his grandma and great grandma and his 5 kids. So that is the second issue with regards to the drone program. Absolutely. And the third is that the Intercept has discovered that over 90% of them the intelligence is chatty. They use, if you lend your grandma your mobile phone and then they end up going and killing. So the main issue is with the drone strikes is, and then of course the other main issue that we've kind of skirted around is the way that this war is declared. When they declared the AUMF, they declared a war on all groups, persons, and organizations who helped carry out 9/11 and those groups that helped those groups. So ultimately, we do not know. We've bombed over 12 countries, and we do not know who we're at war because the enemy is so amorphous, and that's different from the traditional idea of war as having a concrete enemy and a battlefield. Mm-hmm. And so, because of these, I think that the drone question is loaded, but the more appropriate question would be, under what circumstances would you use military force? And I think another thing is that often we Americans forget that there's more ways, you can get intelligence without killing. So if we know of an ISIS plot or whatever, we can cooperate with other countries and pull those people out and imprison them. So I feel like we have a lack of creativity in the way we solve the problem by just going and bombing because it's available for us. So
definitely.
I just wanted to
so the last two things, and actually it was I don't know, he's an Irish guy, Niles Melzer is the targeted killing in international law. That's the one I was referring to. But even though it is perhaps not codified, much of international law is based on norms, and that's one of the norms that have been used most certainly since 9/11, right? So it is actually something that we use to justify it, but it's also something that's been recognized in the international community. That's one. The second thing I can't disagree with you on, and I wouldn't disagree with you on, the indiscriminate killing, the accidents and the mistakes is absolutely problematic, and something that we have to ask these candidates, how are you going to address that? Because are you simply not going to drone? Because is not droning really an option? Are you going to just do it better? And if you're going to do it better, how are you going to do it better? And then the third thing that you said is actually, I don't think you said it directly, but you kind of alluded to it. It separates the consequences from the action. And with war, with traditional war, we have the ability to say someone is putting their life on the line to go and commit an act of violence that we feel is so important that that we must put their life on the line. And so by separating them from the action and the consequences, it becomes a video game and people become removed from it, and we don't take as much consideration into it. Those last things I 100% agree with you on. And you are right. The most precise question would really be, at what point would you violate the sovereignty of a nation in order to execute a target, right? That's an even more precise question. But for progressives really just want to know, how are we going? Are you going to drone? Are you going to stop droning? So we have to address it at multiple levels. But thank you for bringing that up, because I think it was a great conversation worth having.
Okay, well, have a great day then.
You too. Thanks so much for the call.